great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking, starting a little bit early today. Hello, Robert. Hello, everybody watching. Raphael's here, watching in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. What is going on? Hina, how you doing? Nurse Laura is here from Seattle. I'll be here for the next hour to try to answer as many of your immigration law-related questions as possible. I think we had a fun day yesterday. I really enjoyed the former asylum officer, Alan Schwartz, joining us. I thought that was a really instructive session. Hopefully we'll have more guests. Somebody asked if we could have a VAWA expert. I think that'd be a good idea. Maybe we could have Andrew come on to talk about employment stuff. The waiting room's already filling up. Huli has shared the link. I'm glad to see everybody listing where they're watching from. I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you being here. And I see the waiting room is filling up, so I'm going to go ahead and get this party started. Let's say hi to Sharon. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm okay. It's been a long time since I don't know if I ever actually spoke to you, but I feel like I know you because I've been looking at your material for a long time now. I've been studying it for a long time. Yeah.
It's nice to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm speaking from Canada. I read somewhere that if you land in Canada first, that is the third country rule or something. But then and that you're not really supposed to seek asylum again in America. But then I've also heard that if you're getting persecuted in that country, which is where I am now, Canada, and you can prove it, you can go to the USA again anyway and ask for asylum again. Is it true? And also I read somewhere that you shouldn't have anything. You shouldn't have a job. You shouldn't have any ties to that country that you've just come from so that you can claim asylum in the US.
Well, I guess I would frame it a little bit differently. I would say certainly that stopping in Canada and developing ties in Canada will make your asylum case in the United States worse. That's how I would frame it.
Sorry, my line is it's really bad when you're speaking. I can't hear you. Sorry, if I do what in Canada, if I get some ties in Canada, what will happen?
It makes your case for asylum in the United States worse.
It makes it worse?
Yes. Because they're going to say,
yeah,
they're going to say, why don't you just stay in Canada? We don't want you here. You should have applied for asylum in Canada. That's what they're going to say.
Oh, okay. No, but the thing is, I have applied for asylum here, but I'm being persecuted here just the same, even by government. I'm sorry if any East Indians are watching, by East Indians and just the general public. Because when I landed here, I didn't have an address. They tried to put me in a hostel. But the hostel, I knew that if I stayed there, I'd be arguing with people all the time from the criteria I could see. It was saying people should have mental health and all of this. So I left, and from that minute I was homeless. I've been here for 6 months. My intention was to go direct to the USA, but I didn't have an address. And I know that is one of normally the criteria to come to the USA, to say where you're going to stay, because I've been to the USA before. But maybe I made a mistake, because I'm guessing maybe if I'd come as a refugee, it would have been different. Maybe they would have found somewhere for me. I'm guessing that's the mistake that I made.
Well, but refugee process.
So I'm on the street. That's why the angle is funny. I'm on the street. Yeah, I'm listening.
In answer to your question, applying for asylum in America will be harder now because you've established some ties in Canada. Yes.
Oh my God.
Thanks, Sharon. Good luck to you. We wish you the best of luck. Good luck. All right, let's go to Hayden. Hi, Hayden.
Hey, how are you doing, Jim?
I'm great, buddy. How you doing?
Doing good. I wanted to say thanks for your channel. I've discovered it like 3 weeks ago, and I think I've watched every video you've ever made. But
awesome.
I have a situation. I'll just kind of explain where I'm coming from, and then I have questions written out just so I can get through them quick.
I like your microphone.
Thanks, man. Hoping you can hear me.
Yeah.
So me and my girlfriend, she's from the UK. We met in July of 2022. We dated for 1 year, and then we met in person for the first time in July of 23. Since then, she's come to the US to stay for a month and met my family. We had Christmas together, and then I'm planning to go to where she's from in the UK again in April to meet her family, and then I'm proposing in May while I'm there.
Great.
Which is very exciting. I guarantee you she'll say yes. We've talked a lot about it, but she has no idea that's happening. So if you're watching this months later, hi babe. But the thing that we have, like, we're worried about, or I guess I'm worried about, is between like the K1 visa, should we get a fiance visa, or would it be better if I were to fly back there, marry her legally in the UK, and then put in for a marriage visa? Like, do you have any advice on which one of those would be better? Did they look at that and think, oh, they got married a week ago and now they're applying,
Well, if you've been watching this, you might have seen me say that if I ever have the selection as an immigration lawyer between a marriage case and a fiance case, 99 times out of 100, I'm going to pick the I-130.
Right.
There's one little wrinkle with the I-129Fs that allows an embassy to treat the approved I-129F from USCIS as expired, and they don't extend it. So I doubt that would happen in England. I doubt that would happen to you, but it does sort of happen. There used to be a thought that fiance cases were faster than spouse cases. They might be a little bit faster. It all depends on what's important. Is it important that you be together as soon as possible? Is it important that they have the opportunity to work in England up until the time they get there and then can work when they get here? There's always lots of different pieces to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a firefighter in the US and I make enough to support both of us, but she works full-time as well. So she would work probably until she gets approved.
Yeah.
But then wouldn't necessarily have to work the second she gets here if she didn't need to. But being able to leave and go home for emergencies and stuff would be amazing, like, and not having to have her sit here for however long it takes to get the permission to leave if she needed to. I'm just concerned, like, would you suggest going and getting married after the fact? And I guess
I'm not worried about your first question of applying a week after you get married. I'm not worried about that at all. And in fact, I just made a LinkedIn post about this the other day, where my favorite answer to the question, why did you get married so quickly and why did you file right away? To me right now, with them being as slow as they are, I just throw it back at them, and you guys are taking forever to decide these cases. So that's why I've never, I mean, every now and then the issue of why do you get married so quickly and file so quickly comes up, but nobody really ever gets hung up on, this is the day you got married, this is the day you filed. They all understand that sometimes it takes a long time to get married, so that's not a big deal.
Yeah. So, like, for example, the UK has a visit to marry visa, which you can apply for online. Basically, it allows you to enter the UK for the purposes of marrying and then leaving.
Yeah.
And it takes like a month. What an amazing government. Like, it takes a month to get approved or something.
Right.
So I was wondering, should I apply for that now so that when we get engaged in May, I have an approved marriage visa, like, to go there and get married? Because I was either that or we go to a third country. But I watched the Utah marriage visa video this morning and I was like, well, maybe not Utah, but should we fly to the UK or should we go to a third place, or what should we do for that?
Can you not just travel on ESTA and get married while you're there?
I don't know if that's legal. I would definitely do that, but I don't know if I'm allowed to do that.
So that's a British immigration question, not a question for me. For me, it'd be valid if you can get married, if you have because here, like, if someone's on a visit visa and goes to St. Louis County, they can register and get married even just with their passport. So
okay, and then I got like a couple more really quick. During our visa waiting process, we're looking at basically she flies to see me for like a month. And then we take 2 months off for her to go back to work, for me to go back to work. And then usually it's like 2 weeks to a month on, and then like a month, 2.5 months to 3 months off. Is that going to affect our application? Does that look bad on us for her coming frequently? Can she use up all of her ESTA and get an extension over the next like year and a half so that we have some means of seeing each other without going to like a third country?
Is the plan that she's going to keep coming once the I-130 is on file?
Yeah. We're hoping like that we can spend as much time together as possible, and hoping that we can use one of our like living places so that we don't have to pay for a hotel for wherever we end up going,
Well, just remember that first of all, anytime an immigrant is entering the United States multiple times in a year, that's always a potential for problems.
Okay.
And that's exponentially more true when they're married to a U.S. citizen, because all it takes is one CBP official to note that there's an I-130 pending, and then to think that she's trying to jump the line and is just going to file for a 45 here. So,
right.
So usually I tell people, to the extent that we can, let's cut down on visits by her to here.
So would it just be that I would be going over there, or we would be going to a third country that has nothing to do with the U.S. just to avoid the customs and border patrol issue?
So everybody's chiming in the comments, just so you know, that they're saying you can't marry in the UK. It's sort of like here, you're not supposed to come and get married. So maybe if you want to go and get married, they probably want you to use that special visa.
Yeah, which I totally would do. It seems like you can pay to expedite it, and it gets done in like a month, which would be fine.
Yeah. I'd probably go that route.
Okay. And then is there anything beside, like, should I apply for that now so that we have it? And is there anything else? I know I'm going to hire you guys, obviously. Like, I've already done a consultation, and the guy was great. He answered all my questions. Cool. But then I just did more research and had more of them. But is there anything that I can be doing the next, 2 months to make your job easier when I decide to finally do that?
You might ask the intake team to send you the intake form that we use for when that part gets started, just so that you have an idea of the documents that we're going to want to see and the information that we're going to gather. But we got plenty of time. If this doesn't happen for a couple of months, I think you're doing everything fine. Okay.
And so you would definitely recommend, even if it takes me a month longer, to get over there, get the visa, get married in the UK with the UK's permission, and then file the I-130?
Yeah. Yeah, especially if one of the things is you don't want her stuck here on the shelf for 6 months. So yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and that I just feel like it has more validity to them, and I'll sign the paperwork tomorrow. I don't care. I know exactly what I'm doing, but and we being working for the government and having worked in the military, I'm the last person that wants to defraud the government. I want to get in the right way, legally, and do it and have it be done.
It's great, Hayden. Good philosophy, good approach. Thanks, man. Thanks for the call, and thanks for watching.
Appreciate your time, man.
See you, man. Thanks for being a firefighter.
Appreciate it.
See ya. All right. That was our friend Hayden, our new friend Hayden. We're excited about working with him. Let's go ahead and say hi to Neva. What's up, Neva?
Hello. Hi, Jim. My case, what I wanted to talk about is pretty simple, I guess. I'm an F1 student. My F1 is still active. I'm married to a U.S. citizen. We've been married since September. Known each other 3 years now. We filed the I-130. Now we're currently filing the I-485.
Hold on. So you didn't file the I-130 and the 485 together?
So I filed the I-130 online, and now I'm sending the I-485 with the I-130 receipt notice by mail.
Okay, so just so you know, that's not concurrent. Concurrent means at the same time, but that's okay. I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
So you're taking your I-130 receipt notice and sending it along with your adjustment?
Yes.
Got it.
I'm planning to do it in 2 hours.
Okay.
But anyways, so my question was, so my husband's income doesn't meet the requirement. So then we took a joint sponsor.
Great.
So that's my auntie. Her income requirement matches. She does not need to use any household members to match her income requirement. She has her husband and everybody, but she's not using their income, basically. Her income is satisfactory. So the I-864A sounds like an agreement between a household member and a sponsor. Does that apply to us if I am under her household, but she's not using my income for my immigration?
Do you live with her?
No, she is in another state.
Who does she live with?
She lives with her husband, her kid, my grandmother, and I'm the intending spouse. So I'm the 5th member of their household.
Well, okay, you're jumping back and forth with phrases. You're not a member of their household because you don't live in the same house. So, I believe that you should try it with just the auntie. I also believe there's a chance they might ask you to have the auntie's spouse complete an I-864A. That they've been doing that more and more lately. They don't always do it, but they've been doing it more and more. So I think you might want to be ready for that. But otherwise, she should be able to stand on her own.
Yes. So in that case, the I-864 is not for me, between me and her, right?
Right. Well, it's always you. It's all. I mean, you're never, your money and your income's never part of the calculus, but you're always, you're the star witness. You're the recipient. You're the beneficiary.
Right. So that was my first question. My other question was that I have an I-130 USCIS account number from my I-130 petition that I received, but I also have an I-130, not I-130, I'm so sorry, the USCIS account number. I have two USCIS account numbers, one from the I-130 and one from an OPT I received like 2 years ago.
Use the I-131.
Use the I-131 for all of my papers, because it says my spouse's name on top, and then it says like his details, and then the I-130 number. So I didn't know which number to use in every single document, basically.
Yep.
Okay, I-131. And one last question I had, like, the I-485 form has an A number on the top right-hand corner, which I can just show this.
You don't have
on
one
the
yet.
top one. I actually have an A number because I did apply for that OPT, and
Okay.
they gave me an A number.
Okay.
So this is not populating by itself on at least my version of the PDF. Is this something for us to fill or something for the USCIS?
If you have an A number, go ahead and write it in by hand. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just getting a little anxious as the date is coming closer. So
You're doing great.
Thank you. And one last question. So I have an IRS transcript of all of the tax records, right?
Yeah.
So with that, do I still need to send in my federal tax returns?
Yep.
Okay. My joint sponsor has only sent me the IRS transcript because she just sponsored my grandma, and she said that was enough for approval, but I didn't know what to say to that. So
we always send both.
Always send both. All right.
All right.
That's great advice. Thank you so much.
Thanks. See you. Goodbye. Good luck. All right. Robert was chiding me saying we don't talk about affidavits of support. We don't talk about how to fill out affidavits of support. Conceptually, I'll still talk about them, especially when people are nice. But we're not going to talk about like what to put in line 7 and all that crap. Also, I noticed Nurse Laura, I was just thinking about you yesterday. I hope you're feeling better, Laura. I hate ear infections. Those are the worst. And we can talk later about the form prep website. So no rush there. It's all good. And Mauricio said 5th last question. All right. Redouan. What's up, Redouan?
Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing?
Walaikum salam. Good.
So hi Jim. I just have a quick questions. So my interview is going to be this Thursday for the N400. I think we talked about it, before.
Okay.
And so about if they asked about the children, so I don't have any biological children, but I did put my stepchildren in the forms. Should I bring their birth certificate? And if they asked if I have any children, should I say that I have stepchildren?
That's what I would do.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. And do you have any advice for the interview as well?
Yeah. I mean, I have videos on how to get ready for your N400 interview, but basically, you're going to get the testing, so the questions, then the sentence in English written, and, one where you write one where you read one. Then they're going to go over the N400 with you. So have someone read over the N400 questions with you. And then they're going to ask you about the oath. Are you willing to help in times of crisis and trouble in the United States? Yeah. What does it mean to be a good citizen? All that kind of stuff. Selective service, trips outside the United States for more than 6 months, any interactions with law enforcement. That's pretty much it.
Okay, and do I have to memorize the birthdays for the stepchildren as well, or they don't ask about their birthday?
No.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Jim.
Are you playing on the 3-year rule or the 5-year rule?
The 3-year-old.
So bring updated marital evidence and bring your spouse.
Oh yeah. I'm bringing my spouse with me, and the I-751 is still pending. So hopefully
Get it
there's
all.
gonna be. Yeah.
All right. Good luck. Let us know on
All right.
Friday how it went.
I will. Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye, Red
Bye-bye.
Alliance. See you, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Yep, for sure. Jean-Jacques is back. What's up, Jean-Jacques?
Hey, Jane.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. It's good to be back. I am always appreciative of you having to help us, the immigrants in this country. Yeah, it's been a while since I joined, but I've been watching the videos each time you drop them. So for today, I have one question. So my wife is about filing for uh, citizenship. But my case has been with the immigration court since 2021, and I have a hearing that's coming up in January of 2025. So
December of
yeah,
2025.
yes, sir.
Okay.
So my wife's lawyer was talking about us filing a continuance until when my wife eventually becomes a citizen, and then she can get she can. I mean, my case. I mean, 2025 is not far away. So he said he was going to file a continuance for me until my wife is a citizen. You know, such that the I-130 which we filed can be expedited or something. I don't know. So I was like, I don't know if you think it's a good idea.
So how long has your wife had her green card?
For almost 10 years.
Why is she waiting to file for citizenship? Why hasn't she filed?
Okay, so she took a trip back home for a longer duration, like for more than 6 months. She was out for about I think 9 months or so, and then when she came back, calculating from the period she came back till now, it will take until June of this year for her to be eligible.
For the 4 years and 1 day?
For 4 years and 1 day, she wouldn't be eligible for 4 years and 1 day because when she left, she had no address here. She had nothing running in the United States. So her lawyer said she could only be eligible after 4.5 years. That's 4 years, 6 months.
Well, I don't know. I would probably push back on that. I might really, really push to see if we could file on the 4 year and 1 day rule. I might really push that because that would help you. But more importantly, has she filed an I-130 for you now as a green card holder?
Yes, sir.
And that's pending.
That's been pending for almost a year now.
Did she get her green card based on marriage or something else?
No, from the DV lottery.
Okay. So the thought is that in June of this year, she can apply for citizenship, or June of next year?
June of this year.
Well, other than that travel issue, are there any other issues related to her citizenship case?
No, sir.
Because we had 2 clients today that we filed in January, got their citizenship today. So
Wow.
that thing could go pretty quickly. And then
Okay.
once that, I'm okay with December 2025, and I would say let's talk again in September of 2025, see how things shake out with your wife. I think you're doing everything right. I mean, unless Trump gets elected and does what he says he's going to do, which is try to just, slow down USCIS on your wife's kind of case and hurry up your deportation. But they're going to get so screwed up in court. They're going to get sued so many times. I think you just keep doing the right thing. You've done everything right. Just got to let it play itself out.
Okay, so sir, looking at the issue of filing for a continuance. Is it doable? Is it something which is allowed?
Well, you can always ask for continuance. The problem is no judge or prosecutor is going to be interested in looking at old Jean-Jacques' continuance request in March of 2024 for a case that's not even set till December 2025. They're going to be like, what the hell, dude? We got thousands and thousands of cases before we get to old Jean-Jacques' case.
Well, it is the case is in January of 2025.
Why they said December of 2025?
No, sorry, that was an error, sir. So it's January of 2025. So she becomes eligible to apply for citizenship from the month of June of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, so here's the other thing that everybody needs to be thinking about. So what you really need, and Jean-Jacques, how did you get in removal? Because of an asylum case that got denied?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think everybody needs to get ready for this idea of, in the next couple months, if it looks like Trump's going to win, I think everybody's going to be trying to file motions to terminate their proceedings. So a continuance would be nice, but I think you might want to talk to your lawyer about trying to get proceedings terminated. And I would probably do it right after your wife files for citizenship, and send in your pending I-130 receipt notice, her N-400 receipt notice, and see if DHS counsel is going to be willing to terminate your deportation proceedings to allow you to adjust. Because the thing is, usually what we would do, Jean-Jacques, is we would wait until she becomes a citizen and until your I-130 is approved. Usually that's when we go and try to terminate proceedings. But with Trump coming back, I think a lot of people are going to be moving to terminate proceedings before Trump comes. And I think Homeland Security might be agreeing with those with the judge more. We already know that they're terminating cases easier than they were under Trump. So I think it might be worth it, say, after she gets that N-400 on file, to take that receipt notice and your I-130 receipt notice and have your lawyer make a motion with the government attorney to see if they'll terminate your proceedings. It's a long shot, but I think it's worth it, just because otherwise you're going to deportation court right when Trump comes back in office. And if you don't have an N-400 on file, I mean, you could try it again once she naturalizes, but I would try it. I think it's worth a shot to do it once she files that N-400.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for the insight. I appreciate it.
Good luck, buddy. You're doing everything right. Thanks for the call.
All right, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, Jean-Jacques. See you, man. Andreas is here. What's up, Andreas?
Hey, Jim. Thank you for taking my question. Appreciate it.
How you doing?
Pretty good. From California.
Nice.
So I have a little complicated background. I'm right now a permanent resident. My father petitioned for me after I was 21, so it took 9 years for me to get it. And I've been with my girlfriend. Now we're married, but we met in 2010. So we've been together for 14 years at this point. We got married March last year. She is from Venezuela, and she came to this country back in 2006. She applied for asylum, and she got denied back in 2008, and her appeal was dismissed in 2009. And so, of course, she didn't leave. She stayed. We stayed together. We were in Florida at the time, and then we moved over to California in 2012. So we couldn't get married before because I was supposed to stay single until my green card came about. And so that occurred in 2020, November 2020. So I can file for citizenship, I think is August or September next year, right? Now, of course, she's in proceedings. And so, we got married last year. Everything is okay. I mean, we live together. Everything is fine in that respect. But she got a TPS approved, the temporary protected status for Venezuela. She got it approved twice. The first time it came out and the second time when it got renewed. And so she is really concerned. Well, we're both very concerned on whether DHS is going to join the motion to reopen her case and dismiss that deportation order.
Yeah.
And so, and the main concern is I think is my case in Jean Jacques' case is very similar in that
Sounds like
the
it.
timing is of the essence, and so we're going to be filing for that motion to DHS, but I'm still a resident. I'm not a citizen yet, and so it's going to take some time. So I just want to know what to expect in the next, because we're going to we filed the I-130 already, and we want to be filing the motion to join DHS, to join our attorney in this case. But we don't have an attorney yet. We filed the I-130 ourselves.
Yeah.
But that's what I understand, that we have to have an attorney contact DHS and do the motion to join. But it's going to be based on a green card holder marriage rather than a citizenship, rather than a citizen. But I've read so many things right out there. There's a lot of information, but I did read that TPS may ICE or DHS inclined to reopen the case, as is that it can help improve the chances to reopen the case. So I just want to get an idea of what should we do in the next few months, because time is of the essence. Of course, Trump may win, and if that happens, he's going to slow everything down. He's going to block a lot of those things, and we've been together for 14 years, and I have to do everything that I can to keep her here.
Yeah. Thanks for the great question and for outlining it. I think my advice is very similar to what I said to Jean-Jacques. I mean, you've got the I-130 on file. You're not going to be able to apply for citizenship as quickly as his partner. So I think you got to take your shot now. What immigration court ordered her deported?
Miami.
And where does she live now? California?
We live in California, yes.
Where in California?
Santa Ana.
Santa Ana. Okay. So the last time I was in immigration court, Andres, the judge was giving out, and it was California, the judge was giving out termination left and right. Like they were actively looking for cases. In fact, in my case, my client didn't really want to terminate, but the judge talked him into doing it, right? So I think that right now, it's so funny, under Trump, the marching orders were deport everybody as fast as you can. Now the marching orders are terminate proceedings as much as you can. So I think that if I'm you, here's what I'm saying to myself. Well, let's say there's a 50% chance Trump wins, which is about probably right. So 50% chance. What are the chances of her getting her proceedings set aside and her deportation, her proceedings reopened and her deportation set aside? What do I think the chances of that happening under Trump are? Zero.
Yeah.
Zero, -10. So to me, if I were you, I'd hire us or some other attorney to take your I-130 receipt notice, enter an appearance in the Miami Immigration Court, transfer the case to California, and then make a motion to reopen and set aside proceedings, right? Because we could try to reopen in Miami, but they're going to be like, where does Andre's wife live? Well, she lives in California. Well, why the hell are you bothering me with this? We're sending it over to California. So that's the step-by-step process. I think it's worth taking a shot.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I think it's your only chance.
Right. So if the case is in there for consideration, even if Trump wins, because it's March already.
It is March.
What's the timeline on these applications, on these considerations from DHS?
Well, just like I was saying to Jean-Jacques, the hardest thing right now is they have so much work to do is getting them to pay any attention to it. So, every office in Miami and in California and in Missouri, they all have duty attorneys. So the trick is to get the duty attorney to pay attention, to let them understand your wife has TPS, that she's married to a green card holder, that she's been in a 14-year relationship, that she doesn't have any criminal matters, right?
No.
So
except for the deportation, that's not criminal. It's just
Yeah.
because her asylum got, but nothing else.
Exactly. Yeah. So to me, and the hardest part is getting them to pay attention. So if we can do that, then everything else is we're all set. So I think you got to take your shot, and maybe take your shot twice. Maybe take your shot first in Miami, see what they do, And then if the judge isn't feeling it, then ask him to transfer the case to Santa Ana.
Okay. All right. One last question before I let you go. And thank you so much, Jim, for taking the time.
All good.
Will DHS join in a motion if the I-130 is not approved yet?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nine times out of 10, what they're used to doing is waiting for the I-130 to be approved. But I think they also understand that their time frame to be in power is shrinking. And so I think that what I'm seeing is more willingness to do things earlier.
Okay.
And since you have no choice, I mean, your I-130 situation is not going to be improved between now and January, right? Nothing's getting better. You're always going to have, not until you become a citizen, and that's after January, after the election.
Yeah.
So your case is stuck at the space where it is now. Jean-Jacques' case can still get better because his wife can become a citizen, but you can't become a citizen while in the time frame that we need you to.
Yeah. Okay. Well, great. I'm just gonna go and talk to her.
Yeah.
And I have all your information. We'll reach out.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the call.
Well,
Good
thank
call.
you so much.
It's interesting. People are starting to worry about Trump already. And of course, the people that are going to feel it first are those in deportation. So yeah, I mean, I probably need to talk to the team about strategies with this closing window. As he mentioned, it's March of 2024. There will be an inauguration in January. It'll either be Grandpa Joe or the psychopath. So it'll be one or the other, right? And so we're going to have to do what we can to get started. Now, listen, I wanted to tell you guys a little story. So yesterday, I had a great moment after we got off the show. I went out, I was leaving, and my friend Fatima, who works at the front desk, was here, and she was talking to a client. He was coming to pick up his advanced parole. So advanced parole allows you to leave the United States. I'm going to try to pull up the picture here. Advanced parole lets you leave the United States and to come back. And for people who entered without inspection as children, they get to come and they then have a valid inspection for purposes of adjustment. So Felipe's been with me. He's been on DACA. He told me we've renewed it 3 times, and we were able to renew his work card, and now we're able to get him advanced parole. He's also married to a green card holder, and Amani, my wife, helped her become a citizen. So he's going to go back home and come back. And when he does that, he's going to have valid immigration status for purposes of adjustment, and we're going to be able to get him his green card. So let me see if I can save this photo. How do I download this? Save image. So when I came out, I gave him a high five and he was happy. He wanted to give me a hug a couple times, which was just great. It made me really happy. And Fatima took a great photo. I'm going to see if I can airdrop it here. Can I airdrop it? No. How can I do this? I can Slack it to myself. Jim at. So it was just a really great chance to see Felipe. And the funny thing is, not the funny thing is, so when he first hired me, the very first time he came to see me, this is 2 offices ago. We were in the little office on Gore, and he parked his car, and somebody in the neighborhood sideswiped his car, and they didn't drive away. They realized they had done it. They came up and apologized, and they were all ready to give him his insurance information. And because he was undocumented, he was scared. And he said that he didn't want to call the police. Right. So once this guy figured out that the guy was undocumented, he stopped talking, and he no longer offered to fix for the damage that he had done to Felipe's car, if that makes sense. So in other words, once he figured out that he was undocumented, then like an asshole, he took advantage of the situation and refused to fix Felipe's car, which just made me so mad. But that's just a great example of how immigrants are treated, especially when they're undocumented, how people, U.S. citizens or whoever, can take advantage of them and not do what's right And it just made me really, really mad. So here's, let's see, how do I do this? Here's Felipe and I yesterday. So that was really fun to get a chance to see him and know that he's on a path to citizenship. So I'm really happy for Felipe. He was really happy to see me. He gave Fatima his phone too, so that he could take a picture. So good stuff. All right, let's go to Hardik. What do you say, Hardik?
Hey, Jim. Good afternoon. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for taking my question. My wife is a green card holder. She just applied for naturalization last week. She already got a receipt. My I-130 that she applied for was, it's got a priority date of 8/4/2022, so like a year and a half, and it's not moved at all. USCIS doesn't give a set about what's taking so long. Right now it's saying processing taking much longer than expected, and so they won't even take a query about it. I tried to reach out to a senator to see maybe if they can push it, but it's not worked yet.
She's a green card holder?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing to do. You're just waiting. They're not working on those cases right now because the final action date's 4 years from the priority date. So that's not there's no reason to bang your head on the wall. There's nothing anybody can do to make it go faster. They can't. If they called you in for an interview tomorrow, they couldn't give you a green card because there's a bunch of people in line ahead of you.
So can I apply for a 485 while the I-130 is pending or no?
That's all that's pending is the I-130?
Yeah.
So here, let me walk you through it. Okay, I'm going to pull up the visa bulletin. Give me 1 second. Okay, so let me share my screen with you. So we're just going to do this for everybody, okay? Okay, so you are the spouse of a permanent resident, correct?
Yes.
Which means you're in the F2A category, So what that means is that people who have a priority date from before September 1st, 2023, they can go ahead and file for a 485 and a work card and a travel document. So that's you, right?
Yes. Yes.
So right now you haven't done that. You only have a standalone I-130, correct?
Right.
Okay, so you should take advantage of that. What was your status before you started all this?
H-1B.
So you've been in status the whole time?
Yes.
And you're still in status?
Yes.
Okay, so that means that you can apply for a green card based on marriage. You're well past the priority date. Your priority date was, when did you say, 2022?
Yes.
Okay, so that's like when the case can start getting processed. Then we have to get to when can they finally decide the case. So right now they're working on cases from June 22nd of 2020, right?
Yes.
So that means you're going to have to wait like 2 more years for the final green card, but you can renew your work card, you can stay, you can do all that stuff. So you could quit your H-1B job if you wanted, right?
So yeah, that was my question. While they're going to still wait on processing the actual green card, they can still issue me the work and travel permit. That won't be held up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that would be sweet. And so, like I said,
I probably wouldn't quit until I get the work card, but you could.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm not going to quit anyway. And like I said, my wife already applied for naturalization. So once she gets her naturalization certificate, I call up USCIS and let them know that there's been this upgrade and whatever they need to.
Well, you'll submit a copy of it with the receipt notice, but yeah.
So I should submit a copy of that in my 485 packet?
Well, are you going to wait to file for the 485 for her to get her citizenship, or are you going to go ahead and do it now?
She already filed for citizenship.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
So
I should add the receipt in my 485 packet, right?
Well, how long ago did she apply for citizenship?
Like last week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'd go ahead and I wouldn't wait to file the 485.
Okay, so I should go ahead and file it now. And just one question about the 485. You probably might have answered this before, but sorry about the ignorance. If I have received a traffic citation, like a speeding ticket or running a red light, do I have to mark yes where it says, have you ever
been arrested, seized, detained? Yeah.
Have to say yes?
That's a citation. Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay. And then, just one more question on that. My current employer has already filed for I-140 from a work employment based green card, and I got the I-140 approved. So under the 485, where it says, "Have you ever applied for an immigrant visa before?" Do I have to say yes in that? Because technically, I didn't apply for the visa; I just applied for the petition.
I would go ahead and disclose it. There's no reason not to.
But then it's asking for like location of U.S. embassy and consulate. Like if
Yeah.
I say yes,
Not applicable.
oh,
And then I put an explanation that my employer filed an I-140 petition for me back on such and such a day. It remains pending because I'm from India.
understood. Cool. Okay. Thank you so much, Jim.
Bye, Hardik. See you, buddy. And as everyone reminds me, the fees are going up, so make sure you file sooner rather than later. All right. Let's go to Siddharth. Siddharth's been waiting. Hello, Siddharth.
Hi, Jim. Thank you for picking me. I am from India. I am applying for my F1 visa to be a student at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. I want to be a PhD student. So the program is basically fully funded, but I have to show just $2,000 odd as my family funds. I've been working as a freelancer for about 4 years now. The first 2.5 years, I've worked for a startup that is based out of the US as a contractor. So I do not have any, income proofs or monthly pay slips to show, or I did not even file my IT returns, income tax returns. So, and after the 2.5 years, the startup got shut, and I've been working as a freelancer again for another 1.5 years. But this time, this was not very consistent, and I did not receive freelance gigs for consistently throughout every month. So this has the freelance gigs have been on and off. So how do I fill my DS 160 form? Because there is no option for a freelancer in the drop down that I checked. Should I say I'm not employed, or should I say I'm self-employed in the present employer, or how do I go about filling it, and will it cause an issue to get me an F1 visa?
I don't think it'll cause an issue. Do you think you have proof of the 2,000, no problem?
Yes.
So I would say self-employed, and then I put contractor in the parentheses, and then I would just try to find a space to explain things to them. I think that's all you can do. I think that's better. I think that's better than saying unemployed.
Okay. So the not filing my income tax returns or not having pay slips wouldn't be an issue for that.
Those are two different things. It'd be nice to have documentation of the payments that were made. I'm not an accountant, but I don't believe that someone working overseas as a freelancer has to pay American taxes or file an American tax return. I don't know, but I don't think so.
Yes. I did not have to file any taxes, but
so proof of income is what's important, where the sources of income came from.
Okay. I only have my bank statements that are supporting that I got funded.
Yeah, I think you should be okay.
Okay.
All right,
you so much.
good luck. Yeah, Champaign's where my wife went to school in Champaign. It's very close to my office here in St. Louis, so come see us.
That is so cool. I would definitely love to meet you. Thank you so much.
Bye, buddy. See ya. Bye. All right, that was Siddharth, and this is big microphone day, so we got to go to Stefan. Stefan's got his microphone there.
This is so funny. Siddharth is my student.
Oh, really?
I told him to come check you out.
Why are you laughing? I didn't know why. I thought it was because of the microphone.
Yeah, no, I just admitted him. He'll come join the lab. That's so funny. That's amazing. Yeah, I was gonna ask on his behalf, so I'm glad that you answered that question.
Awesome.
I also I just had a hypothetical question. Since that one no longer needs to be answered. We've talked in the past. Last time I talked to you was about the 90-day rule for non-immigrant visas moving forward with, like spousal stuff for like I-130, I-485.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that applies to dual intent visas like H-1B. Suppose you leave the country, you go get your H-1B, you come back. Are you allowed to get married and like file for a spouse beneficiary like the day after they arrive because it's a dual intent visa?
I can't think of a good reason of not waiting. I think that it's okay to have dual intent as an H-1B visa holder. I think that they could, depending on the timing of things, like if this is a visa that you used many times, then it's probably okay. But if it's a visa that you just got and you're saying I'm coming back to work and I'm coming on my H-1B, what I'm more concerned about is them putting words in your mouth and saying that you lied, not you, but the person lied to the embassy official or lied to CBP. So I just think it's just so much easier, and it takes away something to hit you over the head with when you do it within the first 60 days.
Right. Okay. So then still just wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was just a hypothetical question. That probably doesn't even apply to me, but it was just, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Stefan.
Thank you so much.
Bye, buddy. All right. Well, the reigning advisors and students from the University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana. I'll tell my wife; she'll be very happy. Everyone is saying Trinidad in the house. That's funny too. All right. So I'm going to go to TJ. What do you say, TJ?
Hi, Jim.
How are you?
I am doing good. How are you?
Great.
That's good. My question is regarding a name change.
Okay.
So a few months ago, my husband and we submitted the I-130 along with the 485, 131, 765
Yep.
in my maiden name.
Yep.
And now my passport is up for renewal, and I would like to renew it in my married name.
Okay.
So I wanted to know, after getting my last name changed, how will I be able to inform USCIS, because I haven't received the travel document or the work authorization as yet.
Can I respectfully request that you not change your name until you become a citizen?
A citizen?
Mhm.
Okay, because I saw online where I would pretty much, they said at the green card interview,
Yeah.
I can, let it be known.
Most likely you won't have an interview, but you could.
Okay.
You could. I just think it's just going to keep everything cleaner if you wait until you become a citizen. When you become a citizen, it's all free. The 2 times where it's free is when you get married. So you could do it now. But I think, to your point, you don't want to have a green card or a travel document or a work card that doesn't match the name on your passport. So I would just, as the humble little immigration attorney that I am, I would just ask, is there any way you could wait 3 years till you become a citizen to change your last name?
Okay. Because it wasn't really pressing. It's just that since my passport is up for renewal, I might as well just do it now.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I just think it just makes your A file a little messier. So, I mean, you could deal with it, but I just think you're inviting a little bit of a headache that you probably don't need.
Okay, that's all the questions that I had.
Thanks, TJ.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Apparently there's some game going on in the comments. Everybody's guessing the accents today, so that's sort of funny. I don't know how you guys can cut it that finely. Trinidad versus Bahamas. That's something. Big Mo's back. What up, Mo? Haven't seen you in a while.
Hey, how you doing? Haven't talked to you in a while.
I'm good. You got your partner here yet?
Not yet. So that's kind of what I'm talking about.
I figured.
What I wanted to ask you about. So it's going to be 2 years since we filed the I-130 this month, in a couple of weeks. How long are they taking right now? Are they taking, do you know, like for LPRs?
Yeah, we had this up before. So what's the priority date?
March 16th, 22.
March 16th, 22. So right now they're working on cases from June 22nd, 20. And
yeah, so,
my understanding is that shit's not moving according to the calendar. In other words, it's not a month-to-month increase.
Right,
so I think most likely, Mo, I've been telling most people that I think that it's going to be when you become a citizen that they get to come. I really just think
you've told me that before. My concern is the election coming up and the overturning of the because of they did it to Roe v. Wade, and they could do it to this other one, right? To this other.
Yeah, I think it's going to go Roe v. Wade, then Griswold versus Connecticut, which is contraception, then it's Obergefell, which is the same-sex marriage. Yep.
Insane. I'm hoping that those not to talk too much politics, but those Nikki Haley voters, the never Trumpers, that they would help us out. But we'll see.
I think that isn't where I would take solace. If I were you, where I would take solace is that if they try to take on if they try to reinstitute the Defensive Marriage Act, I think you'll have lawyers much better than me litigating the shit out of that. So I think that'll be, yeah.
Hopefully, I'm hoping I'll be grandfathered in.
Yeah, I think there's that too.
At this rate, I'll be a grandfather before it gets approved.
Well, I hope not.
Hey, regarding the politics, I really like politics in general, wherever I've always been involved. I mean, involved and interested. Is it okay for an LPR to participate in a campaign, for example? I'm not talking about voting, just,
you know,
you don't think that would be a problem if Trump?
No, I'd be careful about it. I mean, it might be something you have to list on your N400 as a membership in a group, but I think that there's, you know,
I want to do like make phone calls and maybe that sort of thing. Definitely not voting, of course, but
yeah, as long as you don't vote, I think you can do that for sure.
Okay, and the other question I have is sort of related. There's this business opportunity that I'm exploring, and it involves traveling to China. Do you think that will be an issue when it comes to the N400?
China. I mean, you're just talking about like a short visit or like regular trips?
Initially, it's just to visit a factory and a potential vendor.
I think that's, I mean, do I think that means the FBI comes and knocks on your door? Yeah, maybe. Do I think that means that you get a little extra scrutiny? Yeah, I do. Do I think you shouldn't do it? No. If you're gonna make good cash, homie, I'd say go for it.
Enough to hire you, man.
Well, there's that. There's that. I'm not adverse to taking Chinese money, no doubt.
All right, cool. That's kind of it. Thank you so much, man, for everything.
Yeah, man. Good to see you. Stay in touch.
I'll be hiring you for my N400 for sure.
Awesome, Mo. Thanks, man.
Yep. All right, man. Take care.
Oh, Mo's been on here for a long time. Mo's been coming for a long time, and I think I talked to Mo before Mo got his green card. I'm pretty sure. Ahmed is here. What's up, Ahmed?
Hello, Jim. Nice to meet you again. Well, a few days back, I contacted you here in the show, and I said that my TPS has been ongoing for 6 months or something, and I got approved last week.
Great.
Yeah, and I received the notice and my social security and everything.
Great.
My question is, I would like to travel to see my family outside the U.S. So I understand that I have to apply for the travel documentation or travel document.
Yeah.
I would like to know what's the processing time like. That's my first question.
Oh, we'll leave that to the people in the comments, but I'm thinking it's about 7, 8, 9 months.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay. The second question is, as I told you last time, I'm applying for medical residency here, and to be enrolled as a resident, as long as I'm visa requiring, they offer J1 or H1B visa. So if they offer that, do I need to go out of the US to apply for it in the embassy, or can I do something here? If you can walk me through it.
All you have is TPS?
All I have now is TPS, yes.
I don't know the answer to your question, Ahmed.
Okay. Okay.
If you email me, we can look it up and I can let you know.
Well, I will sure do that. Okay.
All right, great. Thanks, Ahmed.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Bye, buddy. Let's see. Yeah, Mo said, I started talking when you're still in Chile. Oh, sorry, Ahmed, I thought I moved you out. Mo said, you're right, Jim. I started talking to you while I was still living in Chile while my U.S. citizen son started applying for me after my 10-year bar. Yep. All right. That's our buddy Mo. All right. Let's do one more. Let's go to Brian. What's up, Brian? I like that hat. Had to take the hat.
Thank you, Jim. How are you doing, buddy?
Great. What's up?
Now, Jim, I have a simple question. I'm married to a U.S. citizen, and we filed concurrently in September 2023. I got my I-130 approved after the interview, but my EAD, my travel document, and I-485 are still pending.
Interesting.
I also have a pending asylum case, and I have an EAD from that case that expires in June this year. So do you think I should go ahead and renew my EAD from the asylum case, because it's going to grant me some extension?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Oh, Well, that was it.
All right, great. So let me, I'll see you later, Brian. Let me know if you need anything. Thanks for coming. All right, so Juli, I know it says we're going to do the show on Thursday at 4 o'clock. We're actually going to do it at 3 o'clock on Thursday. 3 o'clock, the show will be on Thursday. We'll be back for another hour of fun, frivolity, functionality, fruition, trying to think of more F words. Fucking them up. My favorite F word. We'll be back on Thursday at 3 p.m. Look at her. She's got it. 3 p.m. Central. So he'll try to come back. Alexander, Alex, I hope you guys will come back. Julio, sorry I couldn't get to everybody. We started a little. Oh, yeah. Hina likes it when we start early so she can go to bed. Thanks, everybody. It was fun. I love this show. I love being with you guys. Won't be here tomorrow. The boys are home one more day, so I'm going to hang out with them after tomorrow, and then I'll be back frivolity for sure at 3 on Thursday. In the meantime, if you want to leave us a quick review on Google, or if you want to catch me and Nora on TikTok at Immigration Hacking, we'll see you later.